Sorry?
Well, somewhere. They've been issued in the post with paper tickets again for this Saturday. The season tickets still haven't been revalidated. So, it's the end of its thinking.
Psychological measures that they're using, that psychops into it. Keep you on your toes. We're not getting your plastic tickets, so just keep your paper so's you're going to be on your toes for the fucking thing we're thinking. Are we ever going to get this back here? It's a cunning stunt into it.
I tweeted it the other day, and obviously on Twitter tonight there's been some fantastic tifos throughout Europe, and I know Celtic Park with a walk on and the atmosphere, and everybody does. I've been lucky, everybody goes there. I'll say one thing, there's a seat never wasted, because everybody, wherever you are, if you're sitting in your house or you're sitting in a bar or wherever in the world, if you're lucky enough to be in the stadium, everybody gets behind the team and they get lousy. But
here's a thought for you, right? Here's a thought for you. They don't like pyro at the game. The entertainment factor should be put on a show. Don't you think Celtic, I mean, if they do it in a cup final, when they've got pyrotechnics during the fucking day, I mean, why to the goodness would you put pyrotechnics during the day? But for a Champions League game, if we don't allow the Green Brigade to do their pyro show, why don't the club put on a pyro show? Just when just before the Champions League stuff, to get us all fucking up and at them. Not that we're going to need it, but fire a few rockets into the night fucking sky. Put Glasgow's night sky green, white and gold, so that they can see for the fucking shite house, the Cludgy, for the big house everywhere. There's fucking Celtic playing the Champions League. Look at that green, white and gold fire in the sky.
Just get a traffic control about 5 hours notice so they can get a safety notice telling them the fact that there's going to be pyrotechnics flying around parking. You're going to ruin a few flight paths.
Spanning the works. I want to be compromised. Let the Celtic fucking put a pyrotechnic show on.
No. My closing note would be, I put out a tweet the other day, and there seems to be, I know the Green Brigade's know everybody's cup of tea, right? And fair play, they might not be there, but if, they jump about and sing the song, we might not like it, whatever, but, and there's fans help contribute and punters who pay their money in, and, there's rumours that Celtic put money in and all for the tifo displays, but see if the people who don't like them, fair play, but, if you want rid of them or whatever, get together and use the tifo, like the people, boys and lasses day, and obviously they put the man against it. I mean, I've interviewed a few members of the section for the Lost Boys podcast, the History podcast. Hopefully Chris is getting an episode out any time soon. I know he's not been well recently, but when I interviewed the boys and I asked them the questions, first game, blah blah blah, as I do, and I said, the Barcelona game, and you see the guy still shaking, saying that it took them about 4 or 5 days to set up. And the two of the boys, and obviously the guys who designed it and planned it out, and they went, and just a bag of nerves, he says, didn't even have time to think about the actual game. They were that worried about getting the display on and all that. And these are the people that's paid money by Celtic, or a PR team that's been brought in by Saatchi if you London to come up and do an event and plan some PR. These are people who, like me and you, pay our money and go and watch for football team. And that's the passion that we've got sitting in these seats. We're still doing it in one in the seat.
We're not going to hear.
That's what it's.
There you go.
No, it's just, you're not going to be that, mate. And listen, I know that nobody's cup of tea and fair play, and I know I might be accused of being a fervent bucket hat lover because I sit on the person above them and all that. But to me, they're just fans like the people who sit beside me every week and they get all the, And if everybody sings like them for 90 minutes, nobody will notice the Green Brigade, because we'll all be the Green Brigade and we'll just all be green and white. Glasgow's green and white, like they're saying, is me. These are great times, because for 20 years we were robbed, vilely robbed by the Scottish establishment and David Murray, false wages and superstars being brought in with wages they shouldn't have been able to afford to pay, and we were mocked and laughed at. And now the boots now are foot, and we're called obsessed and all that because we're sort of. I don't take any great effort mates that support the team that play Idols now. I take no great pick. I mean, I've got good pals devastated what's happened, and I'm sorry for the working class folk who have been ripped off continually, and they're talking about another share issue to keep them going. But these are heady times. So if you're lucky enough to have a ticket for the Celtic games, if you're flying to Milan in the morning and you listen to this at Glasgow Airport, and I've got a house ready in your arms, God bless you, safe travels, Tommy, and hopefully I've got a bet on tomorrow night. If Celtic win, I'm moonwalking up and down Vicky Road, so hide your cameras. I'm doing the big Gooder Boogaloo up the top end of Vicky Road when I'm out with blaming the boys CSE and the Suns are Donegal, feeding for our Champions League party, the usual one, if you know what it is. And I'll wish you a Harry Christian. I'll go another mailbox and get somebody of relevance and culture and calibre on, and I'll speak to you soon, Capo, alright, mate?
God bless, mate, right. Go and sort that cold out. I'll stop sniffing that Peruvian flake.
Oh. No Colombian slips, it's killing me. Alright, mate.
I think he's got double, triple pneumonia there. Double, triple pneumonia with that snifter there. I'm curried up into a wee ball here. Yeah, I'm curried up. Alright. So I'm laid back. I could go to sleep here actually. Alright. Most definitely fall asleep here, right, but we're not. We won't allow it. Rethink 9/11. I'll wait for a wee tune. I'll wait to get it freshened up and we'll get somebody else
us
on.
Into 2 wars and was used to scale back our civil liberties and invade our privacy. But many people are beginning to question what we were told, and we are demanding answers. So how do we do it? We find our own voices and then we raise them together.
There's been hatred. There's been fear, but there's been no justice for the people who were killed on that day. We must have an inquiry to find out what really happened.
The official accounts of 9/11 are false.
This is so important that you've got to put your usual sources on hold for a while.
You take it slowly, just slowly digest it, slowly accept it.
And the most likely hypothesis in the case of Building 7 wasn't even mentioned.
They didn't talk about Building 7. Nobody mentioned it. And it wasn't hit by planes. So why did it go down?
What I want to persuade you to do is look into it, right? And make up your own mind.
Rethink 9/11.
Rethink 9/11!
Perth, Australia supports.
Rethink 9/11!
Join us and millions around the world who are now learning about the evidence and uniting to rethink 9/11.
And just a point of order from the Posso Rebel, from a fellow Posso Rebel out there. God bless you, brother. And Celtic FC, PLC FC, Celtic the club, did not at any point give, and I'll quote, one thin dime, bun it face. They did not give one thin dime to any tifo, any display or anything. It was all bought, paid for, created for by Celtic fans. The donations came in for that display from Celtic boards, the Huddle board, Kerrydale Street, boards from all over the place. Celtic fans donated with money weeks before it. Celtic, ordinary Celtic fans filled the coffers of the Green Brigade. The Green Brigade invested wisely, put on the most stunning the most stunning display. There's no way to better it, but one thing I would say is, don't know if they're going to do it for the Barca or what they're going to do, because you can't emulate that. I would do something different, something that looks quite nice, and I would probably do it just before you do You Never Walk Alone, is implant either a green and white, for Glasgow's green and white, a flag, the flag display, everybody waving it, 60,000 flags, green and white. I mean, I would go hardcore and go green, white and gold. What a sight. I just saw it the other night when Austria played Ireland and they played feckin' waltz music. But the flags, just watching all those thousands of flags waving, and It was a bit hypnotic. Maybe it was the waltz music it is. Maybe we need to get some kind of black music or fucking, I don't know. It's some of this Avicii with Lurgan, waving all the tunes, waving all the flags, green, white and gold. Wake me up.
Nach me in hart Down a sam call there scale Ach ta mer malakart Dear she long gonna go satans Dagen kiel revish She master any lerkin other war a she tower in queen So leg my steer on soon Spannen bover iska karam Bannen mig kan skriva mach schmein Give it tråd av innan Så lig mig siron sundar Spannen bover iska karam Bannen mig kan skriva mach schmein Give it tråd av innan Trauma is een wienerhol vriend. Geen een mele rol in hij. We show me race as a mail unfold. Staan een mele So lig my serum soon daar. Spannen boven is karam. Bannen mig kan skriva mach schmein Give it tråd av innan Så lig mig serum soon där Spannen boven iska karam Bannen mig kan skriva mach schmein Give it tråd av innan Give it tråd av innan Give it tråd av innan
And thanks for joining us tonight. We're on a late show here, 20 past 2 in the morning, Thanks to anybody who's joining us this late, and especially any of the new followers, especially anybody who's from the old George Galloway show. George Galloway on a Friday night. I used to partake in a phone call now and again. Hail, hail to George Galloway. Good luck with that film, exposing Tony Blair for the liar he was. The Killing of Tony Blair. Well, what a lovely title. Right, we'll be back soon. We're going to get a wee call out, God willing, soon. Hopefully the person's still awake and available for a call. Stay there.
Mr. Shoe and Mr. Hat both don't have any money. Mr. Shoe earns $100 and decides he wants to put it in the bank. Mr. Shoe finds the bank he really likes. Right now the bank doesn't owe anybody anything, and it doesn't have anything. It's a brand new bank. Mr. Shoe opens an account at the bank and deposits his $100 into the bank. The bank creates a checking account for Mr. Shoe and writes down that they